Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We got Space Race News yet again brought to you by yours truly on the pilot for today, for this week. And we got some topics, some of them, kind of. So we'll see what's what for today. Regardless, it's kind of a slow week, surprisingly, but still, there are a few things at the very least to, just poke and prod and chat about. So join us for the next, give or take an hour, as we go through a little this and that, if you will. So, I talked enough. Pilot, choose topic.
All right, you know what? We're going to start with the freebies for all those people who have actually bothered to come here when, we started, even though we gave you very little advance notice. And so right now, Borderlands is free on the Epic Store. It's Borderlands 2 and
it's the handsome edition. Yeah, it's it encompasses. Yeah. Basically, it's the whole pack. If I remember correctly, it involved all the Borderlands 2 DLCs and Borderlands 2, of course, as well. And
there's the pre-sequel is in there too.
Oh, yeah. Pre-sequel too. Yeah, right. It didn't involve the first Borderlands, did it? No, that was a different. God damn it, these games and their stupid packages, man. Just, I mean, okay, it's not as bad as the fucking Ass Creed, okay? It's not as bad as Ass Creed, Sleeping Dogs, and what else from fucking Ubisoft or EA.
Nothing is as bad as those. I hate those packages. Anyway,
we need a fucking spreadsheet for the shit. Anyways, carry on.
If you guys don't have those games, the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2, then you really should go pick them up. They are definitely worth playing. Yep. I actually haven't played pre-sequel. I should do that.
I played it a little bit, didn't like it at all. Not a single character that was there. But then again, I'm an adamant Siren player, no matter which type it is. And honestly, with the third Borderlands, I was disappointed with their version of Siren. So yeah.
I'm a Zero player, so.
Oh yeah, I actually played Zero as well as the first character for Borderlands 2 because I love stealth, and I like to stabby someone in the butty. Yes.
I was gonna be the tank dude, the one with the dual wield, but when I finally saw him in game and realized he was a short midget dude, I was like, I can't take you seriously. Which I guess is the point, but yeah.
Exactly. It's Borderlands, for fuck's sakes. Nothing in there is serious. Especially the third Borderlands ending. That was the most unserious thing that I've seen. Like, what the fuck? But anyways, that's just me. Oh well.
What else? Oh, City Skyline is $1 on Humble Bundle. And if you haven't played that and you're a big fan of SimCity and stuff like that, you should definitely go pick it up. I know I'm committing heresy here, but I'm actually more of a fan of SimCity than I am of Skylines.
I always hate those games. I can't play them. Games? It's so boring for me. I get it. It has, building aspect and structure. But building is what I really hate in most games, aside maybe from Minecraft and Terraria. Like, those are the two building games that I can muster and kind of respect, right? Every other game, No Man's Sky, everything. Fucking Elite, if the leaks are true. The building is going to be fucking atrocious for me, and I hate that sort of a game. On the other sides, the way it's programmed and the way that those games work is applaudable, and some of them are really good. But personally, they really are, I hate that gameplay.
I love designing a city and then watching it turn from like little ramshackle, trailer park homes to these glorious utopia skyscrapers with gardens hanging off the side. It's awesome. And everyone, everyone's always happy and has a job, and it's just perfect life,
Yeah, that's the thing. They are really cool games as a concept and so on and so forth. I just no. My brain is saying no. You want to kill something? YamiKs, go kill something. You need to just unleash your inner psychopath on something. Just kill something. Why are you building this monument to your penis? Why? No, bad. So yeah,
it's nature, man. You have to embrace it. You have to build the monumental utopia penis. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. So yeah, even though
I thought I had something else on here.
Those are okay games and maybe even good games. It's just I have never had enough patience. Even though I'm very patient, just can't muster enough patience to just play them. Oh, it's one of those gameplay styles that I to this day just simply haven't played much, didn't care for. Oh. So yeah.
Okay. I thought I had something else on here too. A different game that was free, but apparently I don't. Oh, the Destroy All Humans demo is free on GOG, which you know what? I'm all for that.
A demo being free? Wow, a demo being paid now, that would be news. Demo being free is... but fair enough, if they actually have the demo on GOG, that's neat. Let's see, Destroy All Humans...
No, it's the remake. It's the remake one. The new one. It's the 2020 Destroy All Humans.
Alright, alright.
Did you not see the trailer with Rammstein?
Oh god. Yes, I remember it. It was pretty stupid fun. Which song did they had? Du hast?
Hold on. No, it's Ich will.
For a second I was thinking with the recent events, it's we are all living in America. I don't know. For some reason that music was just stuck in my head today. Fuck me, basically. I guess I'll
roll the trailer. I just put it on. I just sent it to you.
Content ID, my friends. I prefer not to. I prefer not to. Yeah, right. So yeah,
fine, let's be that way.
Yes, I will be that way. Me.
You could put the link on there at least so other people can watch it.
All right, fine. Jeez. Man. Right, fine. Here you go, folks. That's a really cool trailer overall, I could say. So yeah, I'm rather surprised that they managed to get Rammstein's yeah, the
Well, they're
music
fans of the
on
game.
the trailer. So yeah, overall, right. Let's see what else we got. In the meantime,
Well, actually, I got one more thing. I got one more.
Do.
If you are a fan of Destroy All Humans, Maneater, the game that just came out where you play a shark, is that same kind of brainless fun where you just run around wrecking stuff and causing as much horror and decapitation and killing and just random destruction as possible. Have you played it? The new shark game, Maneater?
The thing is, a little while back, I was gifted a game called Depths, and it had essentially asymmetrical gameplay as well. You have the diver team and one shark, and it basically plays like Evolve in a similar fashion, I suppose. And yeah, I don't know. To this day, really, the only sort of a submerged type of a gameplay that I really do prefer is really Subnautica and nothing else.
Wait, hold on a minute. You have to be joking with me. You just went on a mini rant how your only, love is when you have to go obliterate and eviscerate everything in your path. I've handed you something where you're a wild animal that eviscerates everything in its path, and you're like, nah, I'm good. It's fine.
TheYamiks is a classy gal when it comes down to his, amazing taste in fine human torture and exploitation and evisceration and so on and so forth. And Doom is the perfect sort of a result there, of course, but it's not the only one, right?
TheYamiks is an onion, and under each layer, it's just no more stuff to make you cry. That's all there is to
it. Well, that's an interesting comparison. I mean, I've been called all sorts of things, like Transylvanian Tommy Wiseau, from fucking angry pigeon, and now an onion.
Go play the shark game. Go play the shark game and rip people apart, you freak. God.
Right.
Fine,
well,
what do you want to talk
about? Right, so we do have some little things as well from the movie side of things about video games. And it came out this week that Sonic 2 is gonna be a thing. The Sonic movie, the second part, is gonna be a thing. So yeah, they haven't confirmed exactly what what's gonna be starring or who's gonna be starring in it and what else. But the fact is that the project is moving forward for the second part, which in a way is not really surprising, considering that after the properly done remake of the character, they struck proper fucking balance between hammy video game homage and of course just movie levels of just action, if you will. So yeah,
you know what? I actually liked it. I didn't like it, but I was okay with it.
Right, so full disclosure, so I was invited by Latvian branch of PlayStation organization for, basically the screening for so-called quote-unquote influencers. I was among, Latvian video makers and, bloggers and news editors and quote-unquote journalists or whatnot else, and we weren't a lot there, right? Below 20 people, right? Or even less than that. So yeah, we got to just mingle a little bit and then go watch the movie. And the thing is, right, so first things first, I truly hardly, as much as I could try and separate the Latvian dub. True fucking dub. from the real movie, and visually, it was nice. All right, so visually it was definitely nice, and the design, or rather redesign of Sonic was nice. A proper homage to the character, and yeah, that's what we all would expect from it. As for the story, it's very well. It's not even children level of movie. It's pandering. It's plenty pandering, but it's not going hard. The thing is, they put enough stuff there. Sonic being in a sort of a child's level of intelligence, if you will, and sure, kids are sometimes annoying, and that's what Sonic tended to be as well. So they captured enough of it, right? So they did enough, and character developments and blah blah blah.
It's pretty brainless. Yeah, it's pretty brainless, but it's fine.
The annoying thing for me, right? The annoying thing for me with these live action, movies is that you always have to have that human person that is in that world, and a co-host or basically supposed to be just a pet or the leading portion of that movie, which I really hate.
If I go watch, I really like James Marsden. I like James Marsden. Don't tread there.
The thing is, actor, he's okay, right? He's fine. In that movie, you couldn't really see his acting chops and whatnot else. It's sort of a throwaway movie for him, in my opinion. But regardless, right? So, thing is, if I go watch, let's say, a movie about Transformers, I don't want to watch Shia LaBeouf constantly being stupid and annoying, right? I'd much rather watch the mindless stupidity that was well, any other latest Transformers movie without a human element, or rather, human element being there, sure, but it being, basically a background thing rather than the foreground thing that Shia LaBeouf has to, hold a cube for a few minutes until he's, sort of.
The MacGuffin, yeah.
Yeah. It's just until he's or that responsibility is taken off him, and it's just. Why can't we just simply have a proper, sure, let the action happen in the live action setting, right, in the real world, what else, but not have any sort of a human protagonist co-host thing. I fucking hate that aspect in movies.
You need to be grounded in reality, man. You need
sure, you can have it grounded in reality. Pikachu was a great example of it. How to do a proper live action, right? That was, in my opinion, the best live action one. And yet, yeah, it had the human aspect, but it needed that human aspect. But in Sonic and other live actions, it's like, oh hey, we just. There's that character, there's that IP that we're using it, and we're just sort of shuffling in the human in there because we have to have human, because otherwise audiences can't relate to the CGI characters. Like what?
The problem with Pikachu was that at the end of it, that ending is so bad that it just ruins the movie for me. Because up until that point, it was fun. It was another popcorn flick, just like Sonic. It was perfectly fine. But the ending was so dumb that it just ripped me out of it completely. Nope, never watching this again. Nope, can't do it.
Okay, I would rate actually Pikachu higher than Sonic for sure. Mostly because I hate that human element always constantly being in your face and reminded of. Yeah.
I will give Pikachu a little bit better because it has Ryan Reynolds.
The visuals definitely are way better.
I'll watch him in anything. Yeah.
So yeah, but
but I mean, there's nothing wrong with the Sonic movie, and I'm happy they're making a second one.
There's plenty wrong, but when you look at the Sonic movie, right? So it's designed for kids, right? So first things first, it's designed for kids and maybe some fans for nostalgia and so on and so forth, which is fine, right? And to me, that movie sort of literally is trying to go for a rating of 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10 for more hardcore fans, right? That's about it. That's what they aimed for, and that's what they delivered perfectly. And if you're aiming for it, fine. Pikachu, on the other hand, it felt a bit more effort, that they put in effort more into it, and thus they aimed for maybe a 9, maybe 8. and yeah, kind of failed and in some parts and ended up on a lower scale of that desired score. But yeah, I'd say Sonic aimed for a mediocrity, and it hit the bullseye on that mediocrity, in my opinion. So there you go. That's my take. But hey, another movie of it. Sure, if you want to just release another popcorn flick that generates cash. Well, as long as you're not capitally fucking up the character design again, which, let's be honest, they won't probably. Yeah, this time the development cycle will be easier, so second movie probably will come easier to everyone. Oh boy.
Someone
Still
in the
can't
chat's
believe
like,
that everyone. Hey.
Someone in the chat's like, do you remember the Super Mario Brothers TV show?
No, I never watched
totally
any of
do.
that. I never had that
I
around
did.
me, so it's like,
When I was a kid, they had these like crappy Sonic and Zelda cartoons, and just it was Mario Karts. It was bad. It was bad. But you know what? Props to them for those two actors to play Mario and Luigi, coming on and just pretending. You know what? They tried. I'll give it to them.
Oh,
Anyway.
speaking of nostalgia shit, have you seen any of the new, the latest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live actions?
No. Oh my God. Please
they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad.
Oh.
The look of them is just, oh boy. It's not horrifying, but actually it tends to get sometimes horrifying.
They're still making those movies? They're still making live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, for some reason. So, yeah, fun times. But yeah, I mean, as for the Sonic, right, so returning to the Sonic thing, I mean, yeah, it's high time they, put in some work with that particular character, and frankly, the result was way better than we expected, especially considering that the original intent was so horrifying. Jesus Christ. Hold on, I need to find that fucking picture because it's just horrifying.
I don't need to be reminded of the Una Eye. That's or the non-Una Eye. It's fine. We all remember it was terrible. No.
Oh, that was so bad. I just need to. I just. Oh God. Hold on. I want to find the perfect picture. There was one.
While you find that.
Oh my God! I found something horrifying, even beyond that. Jesus Christ! What the fuck is this?
I'm regretting having you have sole, ability to put stuff on screen. Oh my God.
And 3, 2, 1. This. I found this.
Oh. Why, man?
Oh God.
Why?
Oh,
I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, that's the stuff of nightmares, man. Oh,
nightmare
God.
fuel.
Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, God. Imagine if there was a movie like this. Oh.
Still better than Cats.
Oh, I love it. Oh, okay. Oh, this is just great. Still better than Cats. That's another interesting thing.
No, we're not doing Cats today.
No, fuck no. Fuck no. Oh, whew. Oh, whew. All right.
Speaking of video game movies, though, there is going to be a Borderlands movie with Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, they recently announced it, as a matter of fact. I saw the news article and it wasn't like, is it worth mentioning? But fuck it. Those that are interested, yes, they are making currently a Borderlands movie. The question is it gonna be, stylized just like in the game? And if it is, then what will be the premise and what will be the idea behind it? Because frankly, Borderlands, it has an interesting story, true. Problem is, though,
Mercenaries in a vault. How hard is this?
Though the problem is that the action that happens often is, well, again, it's video game, right? So it's a power fantasy. So I'm not sure how the movie will really end up. I mean, best of luck to them. Sure, it's going to be interesting stylized movie, probably, hopefully, right? Like Sin City. And if it is, fantastic. But the plot also matters. And again, it's hard to replicate Sin City. Again, Sin City was dripping, truly fucking dripping with character everywhere. And it was wonderful for it. It was super hammy and so on and so forth. So if
It
you
had
get another Sin
style.
City like, fuck yes. But I see, the thing is, getting it that hammy is going to be hard. And I'm not saying it's not possible, but well, the movie industry, especially Hollywood side of things, has proven that it's not delivering oftentimes.
Well, okay,
Most
okay,
of the
hold on a
times.
minute. Look at the visual style of like Taika Waititi's stuff, or Thor 3, if you prefer. Okay,
Okay.
if you could go and put a nut, well, or even Johnny Mnemonic, where you had the cell shading over everything, I probably wouldn't be a fan of that. But you know, you could go that route. I'm gonna be there just to see the crazy freaking guns and
Oh, sure.
and the wonderful action scenes they're gonna put together with these
I
wonderful freaking guns. That's what I want to see.
The question is, will they? Will they
Of
capitalize on
course
that
they
idea
will.
that, action should be crazy? For me, actually, Borderlands is, yeah, sure, I love guns, but most of the designs are mediocre to me and just mess rather than the design. So for me, Borderlands really, comes in a form of that absurd parody of just that insane cultish behavior that they have essentially all over the Pandora. So if they can actually, represent it quite well enough, it could be a fantastic parody film. It could be a
That's
wonderful
Fury Road.
comedy. Um, and realistically speaking, if they put all these, absolute parody elements in it, it honestly can't turn into a good action movie. It's going to be a mediocre action movie because of those overly over the top parody elements,
And
which is
I will
again
say,
mixing the
did you like
tone and so on and so forth. But it is
did you
possible.
like
Who knows?
Fury Road? Did you like Fury Road?
Tremendously.
All right then. That's over the top, ridiculous, completely out of nowhere. I mean, the people covered in freaking the War Boys, the whole,
Thing is, yes,
yeah.
the Fury Road tremendously drips with that charisma and characteristics of the world. But there's the thing is, on YouTube there are plenty of videos that go and dissect the sound design of Fury Road,
Yeah.
and there's
And there's
actually
very little dialogue, and yeah, that's
not
all
only
a
that,
story.
no, overall, just the sound design in of itself, right? What it represents and the stuff. Again, I'm not very filmographically inclined, but I've seen some elements of just little things that I missed myself in recent times, and it's actually impressive how all that comes together and subconsciously tells you plenty. So
Yeah. Did you see that? There's that bit where it tells you about the 6 frames. In the beginning of the movie, they try to the two main characters try to kill each other with their other one's gun, which means they start off as opponents, and then a little bit later, she hands him a gun, which shows trust. About 5 minutes later, he hands her a gun, shows trust, and then later, when they're both running from Immortan Joe, there's 6 frames where they both pull their gun at the same time and both fire in unison. That's like the marker, the visual marker that they're both equals at that point. And it's a movie told through action, and the narrative is
yeah,
told through action.
that
There's very little dialogue.
actually that's one of the things that I didn't quite get to just yet with the dissections. But there was this wonderful audio cue about let's see, it was the blood transfusion and essentially how essentially Because the blood transfusion portion that poor Max is sort of rather attached with at first causes what was it, the air bubble in his system essentially, and that audio essentially, though audio in a few specific scenes is let's just say very cliche and usually is sort of looked down upon, in this movie is used quite precisely to indicate, okay, so there's a air bubble and what else, there's audio coming through, and basically hints at that particular one. Max pulls out the transfusion pin, needle, whatever it was, right? And then the air lets out. Then a couple of scenes later, Furiosa needs blood transfusion, and then there's, or rather at first, she's building up air, and I think it was her lungs. So Max pops literally a hole and then lets out the air.
I'm so sorry, and then just pops her. Yeah,
right. Yeah, but there's literally that sound cueing and so on and so forth. Just little cues and so on and so forth. So. Again, I'm not the greatest at explaining this thing, especially without the script properly propping up, so you can see I'm mumbling, but there you go. Regardless, that's about the...
Isn't that the point of the show, that we fumble and mumble at each other?
A little bit, I suppose. It's a slow week. What do you want from us?
Well, for 99 cents, you can buy an extra token to fumble a little less.
Oh, actually, speaking of the fucking culling. Oh, perfect. Did you know that the developers of Culling heard your cries, and they did implement, if I remember, I don't have the article just yet, but now, once you buy the fucking game for, I think it was $6 or was it $5? Regardless, you buy the fucking game, and you don't have one game free each day. They increased that number to, I think it was 10 or 20 each day. So you can play.
Weird.
Imagine that. Did they change anything else? No. They didn't change shit. So you technically still need to pay for matches if you run out. Fuck you. That's culling.
No one's going to play it anyway.
It's horrible. So yeah, they heard your cries, folks, and they increased the daily limit of free matches, quote unquote free match. Fuck me, man. It's so horrible. Fucking culling, man. Anyways. So yeah, Borderlands is coming out, fuck knows when, so we'll see what's what. Right, what else we got? Well,
I don't have a, go ahead.
Well, actually, yeah, we got one more topic, and then there's a few more. Anyways, so Metro Exodus is, claiming, or rather will promise to remove, or will be removing, denuvo from their, game as well. So, as I talked in the last...
How old is that game?
Let's see, Metro Exodus probably, let's see, if I remember correctly, it did come out last year. Un momento, I'll check when it was released exactly. Metro Exodus. Let's see, Metro Exodus release was on February, last year's February 15th. So a bit more than a year ago. And now that a year has passed. Now that the year has passed, obviously they are also now on Steam, as they originally were promised, to be on. But, fun times. But yeah, now they're, now on Steam, and they are promising to remove the denuvo DRM from the system, finally. And joining, a multitude of developers that are finally realizing, or rather, just simply not bothering with denuvo anymore. Problem here is that, denuvo, in general, when it comes down to that DRM, is designed to, as I hinted, or rather talked about last week, was just to hinder piracy for the first month. or more,
Weak.
if possible, right? Or weak, or none at all, right? Which is an interesting thing. So the thing is, with Ubisoft is especially true. With I think it was Division. I think it was the Division or one of their titles that used denuvo, and convenient when it was convenient, Ubisoft said that denuvo is not working, so we're removing it. So presenting themselves in a more of a positive light, if you will. But in reality, it's just like, oh, look at that. A week or month has passed. We got the first big sales, and it's not working anymore. It's been cracked. So let's just remove it. And lo and behold, a free positive press. Don't be fooled, folks. These games that originally have denuvo, Frontier actually has plenty of those games. But regardless, so they use denuvo just purely out of that spite, if you will, or financial spite, if you will. So yeah, sure, piracy is an issue in business. Sure, you can understand that. But
piracy will always be an issue. There will always be bad actors. You need to trust your community. That's all you have to do.
Well,
whatever. That's fine.
Trusting community. Yeah, that's. Let's be honest. We're scumbags. We're all scumbags in the gamer circles, right? And what else?
You know what? No, I'm sorry. Realistically, if you pirate it and you play it and you like it, chances are you're gonna buy it.
If you have enough funds, you're gonna buy it. If not, well, you can always tell your friends that it's a good thing, and maybe they'll buy it. So. But yeah,
several studies.
What can I say? Yeah, so Metro Exodus, too little, too late, and even now you can just simply kind of point out that Metro Exodus is just, or developers of Metro Exodus just doing it for that free press, free positive press that literally harms them none at all, because everyone either bought it or pirated it already. Because let's be honest, if you go and watch on the crack, is it cracked, whatever lists on the internet, you're gonna see, it has been cracked actually in the first week or so, if I remember correctly.
I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't remember when it was
internet
cracked,
personality now, so.
But yeah, so yeah, that's an interesting side now. So. Too little, too late, and even then it's just like, why did you go with Epic in the first place? Even though you promised you're going on Steam and took pre-orders. Oh, money from Epic. I don't want to give them right. That's why you went on Epic Store, right? Fuck you too, basically. And the game is personally, I hated Metro Exodus. I truly hated it. It lost.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to give them the freaking free publicity. Screw it. No.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk about destroy all humans again. But I don't have a decent segue. Hey, by the way, I'm rebuilding my rig because I kind of have to, because Star Citizen runs at 6 frames per second. So I had to go out and buy an SSD. I thought, because it's been a while since I've done this, I thought I'd spend around the $60 to $80 range. I bought a 120 gig SSD on Amazon for $20. That's freaking awesome. I did not realize the price had dropped that low.
There are caveats to that.
No. This was highest rated off of
there
PC
are caveats to that.
Yes, there are.
There are asterisks
highest
always.
rated. So this was really well rated on PC Part Picker, and it came highly recommended. They say it doesn't die, and the customer support is pretty freaking good.
Right. Sorry. Yeah. Anyways, about those types of SSDs, a little while back, Linus Tech Tips, if any of you watch that stuff that they put out, they did actually take a look at a very similar, as a matter of fact, SSD. It was called Fatty Dove Racing something. It's a really stupid fucking name, but regardless, it's from China. What else? So they just slammed some names on it. essentially they were also expecting, it being, why is this SSD cheap, like $20 for exactly the same sort of price, right? Or a size, the 120 gig SSD, like what the hell, where are the shortcuts being cut, right? That's what they expected, but in reality, the first thing that they expected was that, such SSD wouldn't have the DRAM cache. Now, you see, if an SSD doesn't have DRAM cache, it essentially works even slower than a hard drive. So that is a very important thing to watch out when you're looking at very cheap SSDs. Always check whether that fucking thing has the DRAM cache, because it might be, fast at one small point and then immediately drop below even hard drive performance. And this is very important when you're going for the really cheap stuff.
Shit.
So yeah, don't worry. The thing is, the Fatty Dove, and I assume the same thing that Pilot has bought for very cheap, actually does come. They ended up actually being surprised that the fucking thing actually had DRAM cache, and it was just like a normal SSD and very cheap. So yeah, the thing is, there are actually small capacity, but regardless, DRAM cache filled or rather equipped SSDs with such a slow with such a low price, and there's no catch. It's just cheap. Sure, 120 is not a lot. I personally wouldn't even use it for a game caching thing. But then again, I have a first generation SSD in my laptop. I exchanged it for its hard drive, and my god, it becomes so much faster, even though it is literally the first gen SSD, my first SSD. So yeah, anything is better. Not anything. Remember, it needs caching. Also, don't use what was it, SD cards. There we go. Micro SD cards and whatever SD cards, essentially without the chips and what else properly organizing the damn mess for your drive, because they're gonna be even worse. So yeah, watch out for SSDs, but say what you will, but there are currently really nice SSDs out there. So if you're looking for even something very small for your laptop, truly $20 for 120 gigs, I can tell you, yeah, sure, it's not gonna hold a lot of, even movies or what else if you're hosting it as I do oftentimes as just a movie watching device or script writing device. Still, you can have at least one season of something in there. So
no, yeah. I mean, realistically, I only wanted it for Star Citizen anyway. That's about it.
For other games, trust me, SSDs will improve, well, depending on what you're using it for, but it will definitely improve at least loading times for multitude of games, especially larger ones, especially if you're going with, GTA. GTA does load quite tremendously faster on SSD because it is a massive fucking thing. So
it really is.
Yeah,
like that 22 minutes to get into an online session. If to load the game, then go to online, load it again. Come on.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So yeah.
Anyway.
There are nice SSDs. So yeah, just make sure that they have DRAM cache, and watch for essentially reviews and look for that particular aspect of DRAM cache if you can't find it in the specs. That's it. Be careful, and there you go. There are good
folks,
things.
We've given great product advice today. You've gotten great advice on free games and products that you should buy and whatnot. Not like the chat didn't already freaking know this anyway, but that's not the point. We've done a service.
Pat on our own backs. Yes, pat.
Exactly.
Yes. I did a good job today. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's about it on the topics for us today. Realistically speaking.
Wait. Hold on. I have just recently been exposed to, because it just landed in the US on Hulu, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, and it is amazing. That show is awesome, and it came out in 2016. We never got to see it. I am so happy. I marathoned like the entire first season yesterday. It was so freaking good. Have you ever seen it?
No. The name was.
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. It's like if Doctor Who was good. Like, well, better.
Wow. There are plenty of people that will come up to you after that.
I know.
quote.
I'm gonna get hate mail for that one. But no, I'm
wow.
serious. It's like a lot better Doctor Who. It's got great production value. It's got a great story, at least for the first season. As I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I really did. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. Please do. Really great.
All right then. Well,
Now
I still
I'm done.
need to. I still need to watch the fucking Expanse. I still need to finish my Stargate Atlantis. Then probably go into fucking Stargate Universe, even though I fucking despise it.
Stargate Universe. I might be the only one, but I liked it.
It
I
had
liked
an interesting
Eli.
premise at first. For the first like 3 episodes, it was interesting, and then the drama started hitting, and I was like, no. Stargate was never about fucking drama, first and foremost. It was, yes, it had drama, sure, but god fucking damn it, it always was about, again, exploration, and, well, Atlantis was more about action too, so in a way it was kind of interesting, but
Atlantis was too far in the other direction, man. They were color-coded Power Ranger nonsense. That was dumb.
It was a bit much. Yeah, I rewatching it is is a bit of a surreal watch compared to the SG one. But yeah, SG one is truly wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah. In any case, man, I still need to go and rewatch fucking Babylon 5.
Hold on a minute. Do you remember the episode 200 of SG1 where they start doing the riffs and pitching show ideas for the director who's actually an alien?
Oh god.
You know, where they make fun of all the other sci-fi shows?
Which season was it in?
I think it's in 7. But Martin, the one who's actually an alien from, but they keep
that
wiping
one.
his
Yeah,
mind.
I remember it. I was just like,
Well, it was good. It was good. But there's a point in there where one of them pitches Stargate, but the Stargate SG1, but as teenage, drama fest, blah 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 blah.
Oh god, that's universe.
It is. It really is. I watched it at one point. I was like, oh my god, it's Stargate Universe. And it is, but to be fair, Universe is slow, but it does pick up, and it focuses a lot less on the interpersonal drama and the dissident chords of music in the background, and actually starts to pick up a really interesting mythos near the end of it. And at one point, they actually, do you know the ending of the series?
Let's see. If I know it, then I probably watched it so fucking long ago. So probably
okay.
no.
So basically, they figure out that they're coming up to the edge of the galaxy, but they don't have enough juice to jump to the next one. They're going to come up short because they've been living on the ship and it's been draining the battery. Yeah. So the solution they have is to lock themselves into cryostasis. That'll give the ship allow it to conserve enough energy that they'll make it. And there you go. So they lock most everybody in, and at the last minute, there's only 3 of them left. They figure out that even if they all go in there, it's not going to be enough. It's still going to be drifting for 7 years before it hits the next galaxy. And one of them has to stay outside the pod for a little while. And Eli volunteers, and there you go. And you're like, oh wow, 7 years, or it's 2 years or 3 years. I don't remember what it was, but that's how the series ends. And I remember thinking to myself, what would be absolutely amazing if you actually waited 2 or 3 years in real time and then restarted the series right because they've been in stasis this entire time. If it was a 1-to-1 ratio of time. I thought that would have been amazing, and I waited patiently and I had hopes, and it never happened. But the comic book did come out and he can continue the storyline from the one-to-one perspective of time. I thought that was interesting. Someone cared enough to do that, and that's pretty cool.
I mean, that's what we call fan fiction. I mean, have you seen the whole site that is dedicated to fan fictions?
Yes, I've seen.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Half of it's between fan fiction and officially licensed stuff, you know.
Of course, yeah. Well, yes. I mean, we have Stargate Origins, which is a small series.
I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know what that is.
Yeah, I watched it a little bit. It was just, it looked nicer than anything else. Sure, they actually upped the product. Productivity. No, not. God damn it! It was the product value. No. Production value. There we go. Fuck. There you go. Okay. Characters.
Someone on the chat is like, anyone liked Lex? I gotta tell you, I don't know who the hell the audience for Lex was, but they got to be into some weird stuff in the bedroom.
Oh god.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Lex. Which one was that? Oh.
That's the one where the overly sexualized, chick in the skimpy outfit and the ship that looks like a fly that's also somehow horny. I don't know. It was weird. I no.
Actually, speaking of a little interesting, I suppose gaming also connected kind of TV shows, the original V and the remade V show.
Yeah. With Alan Tudyk was in the first episode, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that the remake had executive producer, I think it was, Jace Hall. Those that
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so those that have seen early YouTube videos may remember Jace Hall. He had made some interesting videos from way back when. Jace Hall show. So go look it up. It's kind of a little bit surreal watch in some ways, but it had some interesting things as well. He had some little things about Stargate as well. At the time, let's see. He was still making the Jace Hall show slightly before, I think it was.
He actually told us, like, what's the selling point here? Who is this guy? What am I going to enjoy
So Jace
here?
Hall, essentially, he did some comedy sketches, kind of not really prank. It's kind of weird to describe it. He did some, I suppose, mocking interviews, Borat style, or what is Ali G style? Not quite as hammy, but in a similar style, I suppose, with industry folks. There was the Gearbox as well, and then a few other old upcoming games at the time. Jesus Christ, I need to rewatch his show. It was kind of interesting in some ways, but anyways. It was back in 2012 or before that even. He did show a little bit behind the scenes of Duke Nukem Forever as well. So that was interesting. It was back in the day when the Gearbox just took over. I think just took over the production of Duke Nukem. So yeah, a little bit of interesting history piece, if you will, at least for me. So. There you go. Anyways, so yeah, and
I'm sorry, I was half paying attention. I was trolling.
Yeah, they're already rambling about nonsense and so on and so forth. So, I guess we might as well put an end for this particular space news because it's already droning on about nonsense. So, all
right.
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed a little nonsense here and there, and take care of yourselves.
Subscribes and likes and throw Patreon money and such like that. And we love you. Because, yeah.
Well, we try to make this each week, or at least I try to, do the Space news each week. That Pilot is always available. Real life calls. So it's all good. But yeah. We try to
Adult
bring
with
you news of the
responsibility.
industry, especially when it's about something stupid as the culling. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh
All right.
boy.
Take it easy, guys. Have a lovely weekend.
And let me check if there are any. Give me a moment. Why did I close? You got any tips and what else from the audience today? God damn it, load, you crap.
All right. Well, while you figure that out, I'm gonna also say that if you have seen Dirk Gently, then you should also read Hitchhiker's Guide. Don't watch that movie. That movie was terrible. But the Hitchhiker's Guide, the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide, which is all the books in one, is excellent. Please pick that up. Douglas Adams is a freaking treasure, once in a lifetime author. Deserves all your love. Just saying. Do you have any respects to pay out for tips?
Yes, there's one new patron for yours truly. So, Anthony, thanks for becoming a patron there. Really appreciate it. And of course, folks, yeah, stay safe. Take a look at some of the shows. Tune in next week, and relatively speaking, the same time, or watch the old Space Waste News editions on my channel. There's a public playlist for all of them. So yeah, there's some nonsense, especially in the last couple of Space Waste. Those were pretty funny, because Culling came out in the 2 weeks ago, so that Space Waste News was amazing. And last week actually we had some interesting topics. So yeah, and of course today as well. We can't get away from the fucking Culling anymore. So fun times. That aside,
We're mostly harmless over here. Don't forget that.
I suppose.
It's a Douglas Adams joke. Don't worry about it. Just sign out.
No,
It's fine. Go away.
Okay. All right.
You uncultured Latvian.
Fine, I'm going. Bye, folks.